Hey guys, it's Danny, your equine manager here at Hope Haven, and I'm back for another catching, leading, and tacking up tip. So today we're going to go over how to take off and put back on a winter blanket or wind sheet. So right now we have Paris in the cross ties and she has her winter blanket on. I'm going to get her ready to ride, so I'm going to need to take her blanket off first. So I've got her in the cross ties, and now we're always going to start from the back of the blanket, working our way to the front when we're taking it off. That way, if anything were to happen and she were to somehow escape before I got her blanket all the way off, the front would still be done up and it wouldn't flop around on her. So, normally, blankets would have leg straps, but we've adjusted them. I don't know if you want to stand over to see. So they all have tail straps. So when we slide the blanket off, that's just going to slide straight off. So we don't need to worry about this. So we're going to leave the tail strap, then I'm going to undo the belly straps. So they're a little tricky, but you can see how they fit together. I'm going to twist and pull it out. And same thing over here. I'm going to twist and pull it out. So now her belly straps are undone. Now it's time to do the front of the blanket. We're going to come around to the front. Sometimes they'll have little clips, but this one just has buckles. So I'm going to undo both buckles. I'm going to make sure that the Velcro gets separated at the front. So now there's nothing holding this blanket on Paris. So I'm going to go back around to the left side. And as we talked about, that tail strap is just going to slide off her tail. So I'm going to grab the front of the blanket and then somewhere near the back, I'm just going to slide it off. Then it slides right off. And then to put it up while we're using Paris, I'm going to grab the front of the blanket and I'm going to swing it over the stall. This way, if the blanket's a little wet, it's going to be able to dry by the time Paris is going to have it put back on. And it's out of the way, so no one's going to step on it or get caught up in it. So that's how you take your blanket off. Now I'm going to show you how to put it back on after you're all done and ready to put your horse back outside. So I'm going to grab the front of the blanket, take it off over the stall. I'm going to go stand at Paris's shoulder. So I'm going to find the front of the blanket and hold it open. So we want this side to go on Paris's back, and the fun colored side is going to be on the outside. So what I do is I hold it open, and then we're going to swing it over her back, kind of like a saddle pad. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Swing it over. I didn't quite make it, but that's okay. So we're just going to find the other side and toss it over. And we're going to make sure it's all adjusted on both sides so that it's hanging nicely over her back. Sometimes the straps like to get caught up on the other side. So when we took the blanket off, we took it off back to front. Now we're going to put it on front to back for the same reason. If she ever were to take off and escape and somehow get out of the cross ties, the first thing we're going to have done up is the chest strap so that it's not going to flap around and fly off on her. So I'm going to come over to the side, and usually you can see where the buckle has been done up the most, so that's where you're going to do it up to. So this one looks like it's been done up the most, the tightest hole. We're going to get that, and we're going to make sure we tuck the strap through all of its keepers so Paris doesn't get it caught on anything. None of her friends decide to chew at it. We'll tuck through all the keepers. And then we're going to swing around to her belly straps. And these ones, the only tricky thing about them is that they're going to crisscross. So the one that's hanging closest to the front on her right side, we're going to grab it and we're going to attach it to the one that's closest to the back on this side, so they do a crisscross under her belly. That way she can't get her legs caught through them. Then I grab the one closest to the back on the right side and I attach it to the front. Then the last thing we need to do is we need to come to the back and we're going to do our tail strap. So all we have to do is grab Paris's tail and make sure it's pulled out so that this tail strap keeps the back of the blanket from sliding around. And that's how you unblanket and blanket your horse.